Hello and welcome to day 8 of my 12 days of DIY Christmas, where today we're starting out with putting a coat of the Waverly chalk paint on this base that I've had that has seen better days. It's not really necessary for this project if you happen to be able to find the sock that I end up using. My original intent was to go around it with the red electrical tape and give it the peppermint stripes. But as I was going through my stash of Christmas supplies, I came across this sock that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree and thought it would be perfect to give some of that vibrant color amongst the pastels like I have been appreciating. And I wanted to fill it up with all of these little snowballs. And Stella thought that it was a toy for her and wanted to join in on the fun, making this job a little bit more challenging. But I just continued to fill it with various colored blues and greens, whites of the different snowballs. No flowers in this one because I just wanted it to be an elf face, and I didn't think the elves would have flowers, they would have snowballs. And then I just take my chunky yarn and wrap some around the top there to make a little bit of a cuff. And now we're going to be taking these foam rollers from the Dollar Tree and taking the pink and the white chunky yarn at the same time and wrapping them together around each one. Kind of a spiral motion, like a peppermint stick. We're going to be making an elf ladder, but as I'm looking at these, they would make really great candies or lollipops as well. You could easily just attach a dowel rod to the end of one of these and wrap the yarn a little bit further down into the rod and hide it, wrap a little bow around it, and you'd have a lollipop. I did use a very generous amount of hot glue while doing this because I wanted to make sure that the yarn was pulled nice and taut. I didn't want the whole entire rung to get too wide. Then I just take a couple of the jumbo paint sticks that I happen to have laying around from projects of the past and give them a couple coats of the pink, baby pink folk art paint. And then I wanted to show you all how I make up my glitter mixture for my top coat of pretty much everything I've done. Very, very, very thin layer of this ultra fine silver just to bring out that extra sparkle. And then this mixture of this pink and white chunky glitter, which has a lot of the really fine glitter, and the silver might not be necessary, but I wanted to make sure that I got that extra fine sparkle. And yes, I do have Mod Podge by the gallon because I use a lot of it around here. The chunky glitter helps hide all of that extra paint and the ugliness that was on the paint sticks because they were used. And then I just go through and put a lot of hot glue on the end of each one of these and stagger them out throughout this paint stick. And then just one at a time, I put a generous amount on the top of it and attach it to the other paint stick. This feels very unsecure because of these foam rollers. It just feels like there's nothing in the middle. So just keep in mind this is 1000% merely decorative. I then go through with some more of the chunky yarn and make an X shape around the outside of the paint stick and securing it on the inside in between the rungs. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that the footage that I'm able to capture is able to explain it the rest of the way. This was very hard to film because, like I said, this thing is very unstable. It's very wobbly because these foam rollers just they act like jello in the middle of these two paint sticks. So I got what footage I could and then gave up because I figured you guys would get the gist of what I'm doing here. And here's the final footage of the Elf Shoe Vase. I forgot to mention earlier that I did make this shoe from a download I had gotten from svgcuts.com, and Mary over there has a beautiful tutorial on how to do it, which is how I learned how to do it. And here is our elf ladder tucked in between a few of my Christmas trees. Their little elf here hanging out. I was actually able to find one of the girl elves at the Dollar Tree and thought she was perfect for this strand of laundry garland that I had found. So it looks like she just got done doing her work and now she's just chilling on the ladder being silly, while all the other elves are literally destroying these things, and they have got the garland wrapped around all of them together. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, and I can't wait for you to return for day 9 of my 12 days of DIY Christmas.